So it's done properly.
She's gonna.
Jody said, now I have faith in the whole situation.
I just write gibberish, actually. Press a button and IA puts it all in.
Perfect.
His haircut there, Mr. Rico.
Thank you, like that?
Ready for
Rico's looking sharp. You're looking like a.
Yeah.
Like
Would you
right.
have a hot date today? What's going on?
A grappling man.
Agree.
Oh,
Hey, grapple today.
Thank you. Thank you for your
Fritz?
support.
me, Fritz, and Andrea.
Oh, look at her. She's drinking now. Is
Not my fault.
is that
Your trouble?
tea?
And then I found 6 Gilmans.
It's cranberry juice.
Those white sacks,
Yeah.
I filled 5
Wow.
with Gilmans.
Wait, do the sweet.
Dude, I don't.
Yeah, wait, yeah.
I think it's Russo.
He's not Gilmanning.
Hey,
Was.
But I mean,
Like,
Yeah.
send you,
Yeah.
like, the template for the meeting minutes, for the agenda.
Last was last week. Yeah, seen love there.
Is it one missing one?
But I'm getting
One more, missing one. Kate, thank you, Katie. Katie sent me the,
it. Finally.
Katie sent you one.
April 8th.
Yep.
Also, it's just the last, the second one.
Right by my face, I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
If I send you, I have your
High to the
word,
bow.
and if I send you, like a template for your meeting minutes, if you just write in, like type in what, I can zhuzh it up.
No, Tommy's like,
Yeah.
we should let it go.
Send you something.
My dead body, am I bringing a Laura?
Next week's gonna be a busy week. I'll just get to
Whatever.
it.
What'd you do with it?
I hauled it up on the crane at the pier.
It's okay.
I made the
Oh, is it train spreader?
slowly, but it works.
I'll do my best, but I'll admit.
Yeah, you know, I don't know.
You can't use it.
Kayla knows. I don't know.
Oh, really?
There's no
Crane one or?
3, there's not enough chain,
From the top of the meeting.
Yeah.
Him.
Doesn't
No,
work with deck.
see.
But
but shoot, I,
If you guys remember, Michaela texted me, she said it was really short. The second meeting in March, the last, 25th. But you maybe wrote it down articles.
Wait, isn't that the one we canceled?
No, it's on the website and it's.
Yeah, but Jamie, isn't that the one we canceled? Like,
No, we canceled the one at the beginning of April.
oh, okay.
Right. And April 8th, you kept
I
for
make it on the gear.
Wait.
For what?
April.
we just started.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, well, we got through like, I had 185
You canceled April.
that I had to cut the vent.
April 8th.
10 gauge in.
Yep.
There were Moleskine traps. and
All right, we're ready. Where's Michaela?
She's not here yet.
She said she was joining.
Oh,
She was running.
Yeah. I didn't feel like the generator and the compressor down boilers. I wish I
There she
did.
is.
Listening. Did you hear?
All right,
What I did not
everybody,
hear.
we're ready to go at 6 o'clock for Bo, actually. The MacMillan Pier Commission will hold a meeting Thursday, April 23rd at Town Hall, Caucus Hall, 260 Commercial Street, Provincetown, Massachusetts, blah, blah, blah. In accordance with Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, this meeting will be conducted virtually and in person as a courtesy accessible to public via remote means. Please note that if technological problems interrupt the broadcast, the meeting will continue unless otherwise required by law. Remote participation options, Microsoft Teams, sorry about that. Phone, audio only, conference ID 294-474-607 #. Public comment instructions via Teams. Use the raise hand feature to be called on. Via phone, clearly state your name to be recognized. Speak only when acknowledged by the chair, which is Mr. Mike Rigo next to me. Or the meeting moderator. Courtesy guidelines, keep your phone muted when not speaking and *6 to mute and unmute. Avoid using speakerphones, Bluetooth speakers, or headphones. Eliminate background noise, TV, PTV, computers, etc. If logged in on both computer and phone, use phone audio only. And now I hand it over to Mike Rigo, the chair.
All right, well, we're gonna take roll call first. So in the room, we have Caitlin Townsend, alternate Bo Gribben. On the screen, we have alternate Jeff Souza. And Michaela Murphy,
Here.
and that's it, right?
No, you got the guy.
Who?
Yeah, just saying.
you know, same. So we're gonna do public comments. We can hold it to 3 minutes. Would be great. Anybody have any public comments? Anybody online have any public comments?
So can I just confirm that is Mike absent? Mike Shute?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't see him on there.
Okay, and did Jeff say yes, he's here?
Jeff,
Jeff, are you on there?
Jeff, you're muted.
Yes, can you hear me?
All right.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
All right, so there's no public comments. So we're gonna go right to fixed pier truck access discussion. So I know on the fixed piers, you know, Bo, you're only one in this room that uses it, but we have one guy down there that uses the fixed pier as as like his own personal parking spot, which nobody else does. Bo doesn't, Glenn doesn't, anybody else. So I think that needs to be kind of reined in where you can't really have your own personal parking spot at the end of the T where you're leaving your trailer, your truck. If somebody else needs access to their boats. Mr. Gribbin.
So, you know, it was a pre-given rule that you weren't allowed to park except in like a special circumstances on the finger piers. And the biggest reason for that was for safety access.
Yep, I agree.
It was, you know, if there was a fire, all the things we've had over
Yep.
the years, you know. You know, there's extenuating some circumstances sometimes, like the Western Fleet, people park on the things, there's certain times
4th of
that
July.
there are days in August where the pier parking spots that are allotted are filled to maximum capacity and the lot is as well.
Yep.
So I think it's the kind of thing, if you need to park on the finger pier, if there's staff available at that hour that you have to do it, you should have to get permission to do it for that one time use only. And if there's nobody there, you should have to leave a note and text the powers that be, that that's what you're doing. You know what I mean?
But I think, as you said, I think as a safety precaution, or just, you know, other guys working on their boats, you leave a trailer and a truck down there, or however, you know, it's not for one person to have private parking and to store all this stuff. And, I mean, do we have to take a vote on that to,
I would.
yeah,
Would you? Yeah?
Yeah.
Michaela, Jeff, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can vote, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
But Jeff can or I can? I can't.
No,
And
both of you can.
both of you can.
perfect. So I'd like to make a motion that,
I should have sat closer to you. I feel like I should have sat closer to you tonight.
that,
Stop fired up from your birthday, aren't you?
Can you hear Mike? Can you hear the discussion?
They're
Yeah.
shaking their heads, yeah.
Okay.
okay,
Katie's shaking because she's drinking.
No, yes, I can hear perfectly fine.
well, I'd like to make a motion that, there should be no parking on the fixed pier, trucks or trailers, unless it's some kind,
Especially trails.
you know, and so,
But you want to make a motion that to not allow parking on the pier,
on the fixed pier,
on the fixed piers,
unless you're working on your boat,
unless, or for extenuating circumstances,
correct?
I guess. Is that how we would word it?
Is that how you would work?
Do you want to put a time limit on it?
What's that?
Do you want to put a time limit on it?
No, I don't think anybody should be able to leave their truck or their trap trailer or anything like that, and take off and go fishing for 2 days and leave your truck there. I think if you're working on your boat, or if it's, you know, Blessing the Fleet or 4th of July where everything gets crazy, or, you know, you make special arrangements with the harbor master, but to do it every day as
Yeah.
a personal parking spot when no one else has a personal parking spot.
Yeah. No, I didn't know if you wanted to say like for no more than X amount of hours or whatever. So that way
Yeah.
people can't say, oh, I'm working on my.
And it's
boat."
different when guys are working on the boat because everybody's around, they'll move, you know.
Yeah.
Move, but I think, you know, leaving your truck there to go fishing or trailers or anything like that, I don't like, and it's, and you know, if there's an emergency down there and you gotta get somebody off a boat, what do you do? So
Want me to read something that you wrote, that you said? Rico made a motion to not allow parking at the fixed piers for trucks or trailers unless extenuating circumstances are properly presented.
Yep.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
For you guys,
Yep.
But it would be Jody, it'd be on the fixed pier fingers.
fixed pier fingers.
fixed pier fingers, yep.
I'll second that, Michaela, second.
Yes.
No, she's muffled. All right,
Anyone else?
no, we got a second, now I can all vote.
All right,
You go,
what do I do?
Mike, aye.
Oh, Mike, I'm sorry. Been a
Aye.
long day.
Aye.
Michaela,
Jeff, I.
Okay, 5-0.
Sweet.
So number 3, boat width on floating docks. So Jeff, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, so I just brought this up because I think it's something that we should start discussing now. So I know that there's people, since it's not in writing, people can get under the 45-foot maximum length, but get any width boat. I could go up to Canada and buy what they call a fat 40, which is 40 feet long, but 30 odd feet wide. So I think that we just need to start a discussion on getting in our rules a maximum width of the boats on the south side of the floating docks, they're a little bit wider, and then on the north side of the floating docks, they're a little bit skinnier. So I think that we might need 2 different wordings in there and specify on the south floating docks this is the maximum. But I think it should just be, you can't have a boat that's 18 feet wide next to a boat that's 15 feet wide and expect someone getting in and out with only a foot. So I just think that if it's not written, then we'll have issues later because there'll be nothing to enforce. But if we start looking at it now and we can measure them and come up with a reasonable width that can fit in there. So that was just my thing, is there's nothing in our rules about width of the boat. It's just length.
No, it
And
is
I
in the
think
harbor
that
regulations, 15 feet. 15 feet
It is in the-
being
15 feet.
in the harbor regulations or in the pier regulations.
harbor regs.
But what about when we redo the pier? When it gets bit, should we bring it up then?
Well, when you
Well,
read
yeah,
the
because
pier,
those-
you're gonna gain slips for those wider boats.
Yeah.
Right, the
So
wider
it-
boats.
You're talking about the fixed being demo.
So
That's, yeah, go ahead.
that was in our regs.
15 feet.
It was in our regs, and there was like, for example, I'm 17.6. And I was in the in the floating docks with a glutton. And the only reason I was allowed to do that is because the 2 berths on the other side of me were taken by skiffs.
Right.
But that was like, I knew that if someone else came to take that spot, then I was gonna have to go to the outside. And now with the wave attenuator, the outside, the easternmost portions of the dockage should be reserved for the wider boats, you know what I mean? So, but it was there in our regs, it was in the pier regs, and it was in, I believe, the harbor regs. I believe Jamie's 100% correct, so.
I looked up this morning, I couldn't find it, and then it was, I think it's in Appendix A.
So as long as we have something in the harbor regs that says you can't exceed the 15-foot width, then we should be good, right?
Jeff,
Is there an issue?
yeah, Jeff,
It's gotta be. You're gonna get a fat
Yeah,
40.
I didn't see it in the pier regs. That's why I didn't know there was a
You're gonna try to slide it.
number put to it.
she scoured it this morning, and it was overlooked, it's because it's in Appendix A,
2 feet wide.
So they gotta tie the fixed
in
pier.
the
I
back.
agree.
They gotta tie the fixed pier.
All right.
So if they actually do it, then they gotta tie.
So
the
if
fixed
they
pier.
exceed that, then they're gonna have to tie to the fixed pier.
That's how it always was.
So I think we're good on that.
All
then.
right,
Yeah,
All
moving
right.
on.
Good with that, Jeff?
Yeah, my
Jeff,
apologies. I just didn't see it in the harbor. Like I never looked at the harbor regs. I just looked at the pier regs. That's my fault.
you're all good.
Shame on you,
Yeah,
Jeff.
come on.
All right, peer event procedure discussion.
Okay, so
Whoa.
I know, right? I threw something together really fast and it's probably way too long. I think what I was trying to get at is especially the T-head egress. Event permissions are as follows. All events are at the request, the event, request an event on the T-head will be directed to the south side of the T. This will ensure that access of the cranes and the ice machine will be free of any people, chairs, etc. Trucks and fishermen will have full access to the road. So right now, when we have events, and if it's more than 20 people, if it's going to be a seated event, we are only offering that little strip right there. Fishermen will be able to bring their trucks back and forth. We tell the people, this is what it is. This is a commercial fishing pier. They need to get to the ice. They need to get to that crane. It's going to be fishermen trucks. It's going to be reefer trucks. And it's either you take it or
Leave it.
try and find another month for you or something.
Well, I don't think it matters what month it is. I think that, we could say in the very south end of the T. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you need a bigger space to host an event, then you gotta find a bigger space to host an event.
Yeah.
I mean, you need access. There's parking there for the fishermen. In the summer, you got the reefer trucks and everything. In the fall, you got guys with their trailers taking gear in and out of the water, And if you got the reefer trucks there, it's still gonna be kind of tight to get by, to get down to the ice machine, the boom, but we can make it work. But I think, anyone else? Mr. Gribben, I can see you there.
Can I ask, is that including events that are already booked, like that dinner thing that's already booked again?
Yes, that dinner thing, I offered them October or I think it's late September, October or June. They did not want that. And it was a successful event. I said, but Katie was on the phone call with me. I said, then here are the options. I said, we need to cut that down, the head count down by 50%. And the fishermen need to access the full roadway. We cannot shut the T down. They need to get to the crane, they need to get to the ice. There are also some other things that we brought up because they left a lot of stuff that's also in this preliminary event guideline that if you set it up, you need to break it down. We are going to have a police officer on. Katie, you can jump on anytime you want to.
Yeah, we talked about they needed a police officer, but I think the biggest thing was with outstanding in the field was we basically set it out that these are like non-negotiables. The fishermen need to access ice. The fishermen need to offload their catch. I mean, last year I was at the event and they were like, can you move that 18-wheeler that was pulled in from Red's Best? I was like, no, we can't. Like, they're waiting for a boat and they just wanted this like beautiful, and it is a beautiful set, but like the whole point about standing in the field is like that we're supporting local fishermen, like we're supporting all of these things. Why don't we want to see the fishermen actually working? So they were fine with it. I told them Jamie and I told them they couldn't have that bus there again because that took up so much space, and that they needed to, kind of last year they were so spread out on the whole T. We basically said you have to stay to the furthest side, and like the raw bar and the alcohol bar needed to be in one area. And then the table, much smaller table on the end. And the other thing is they didn't have like a police officer there and they were serving alcohol for more than 50 people. So I know stuff from working at the PD, but like Jamie and I kind of just like laid it all out for them. They have a new event person this year. So I think it's going to be a lot better. But at the end of the day, we just said, like, these are things we're not going to change. Like the day of, you guys can't suddenly say, oh, we want this moved. I mean, last year they wanted us to like get oil off of the ground. They're like, can you scrub that? And I was like, no, that's not good. So I think it's just we just need to like be firmer and make sure that Jamie is very involved with events and like setting up the rules and like where people can and can't go. So Pete gave us a great like tool to use of a drone view of the whole pier, so we can basically mark it up and say like, this is the area you can use, this is the area you can't go near. So the fishermen should always, we don't need to like have Bo's reefer truck set up full of ice. We don't need the Picards who came in at the middle of dinner with trying to get ice, like dragging their exactas through the dinner to get ice. They should be able to drive their trucks down there and get their ice. Like, that's just how it should be. You guys should not be interrupted with your work day for a dinner party or any other event.
Because the other thing too is like they need to get a liquor license, a special liquor license from the town too, right? They need to get a
Yes,
license.
yeah.
I think last year being the first one and it didn't go through the proper channels, I think a lot of things got missed and we heard about it. So we will make sure that, you know, things are happening. Like there should have been a police detail. There's just a lot of things that I think they got away with last year that they're finding this year. There's a lot of things that need to get approved before they can just host this dinner. So we'll see what happens, but we're definitely holding them accountable to go through all the proper channels this year. And we're not going to fast track it to get approval, like, which was what happened last year.
So I have a question on that. So we started out this conversation by saying that the events are already pre-approved.
This one
When did
was,
this get approved?
it was actually done last year after, when they were done, Katie, they wanted to rebook, remember?
Yes.
So it was from last year and we wanted to work it, so, but we trimmed them down and they're only like, they're 50% of the people and they're on that side.
Yeah, so that approval came from peer manager?
Yeah. Oh, like last summer,
What that?
like last summer.
In
Yep.
September, it was the beginning of September. It was like officially approved.
Yeah.
And then we met with them again just recently, maybe
No,
in
the only reason I
February.
asked is we,
Yeah.
we talked about the
Yeah.
protocol, so I just wanted to know if the protocol went through the peer manager. That's the only reason I asked the question.
With their new person that they have, we made sure that they understood that the final yes, the final like checks need to go through Jamie and only Jamie. So I think we made that clear with them. So hopefully there's no problems.
Now, did we set any pricing for the events?
I saw they're selling tickets online. That's how I knew about it, was I saw them selling tickets. I think it's $4.50 or something that they're
Yeah,
charging.
that's the ticket price. And then I forgot, like for some people can get half price. I'm not even sure, but I know they were like started their advertising. So we'll see.
The thing is that I know that town does want us to, you know, make more money. And events is one thing, but as Katie knows, and you guys know, I want to make sure that the fishermen have full access to everything that they need.
Yeah.
Well, it's not,
Full access.
it looks like you ironed that out pretty clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But we can
How,
also do
Sorry.
like a little,
how much
a
are they
little,
paying?
$5,000. We can't necessarily, last year they paid 4. And this year we get the extra grand for, it's an extra 1,000 for 100 people or something like that. But so we're gonna get $5,000. Last year we got 4. And then once we start looking at the harbor regulations, we can take a look at that and see where we want to implement more money. In cruises, in events, that kind of stuff.
now, are they responsible for like, if you're gonna get a liquor license through the town, that's
That's them.
them?
That's all them.
Okay. Anybody else have anything on the?
These, if you guys want to look at this little thing, I just threw it together. If you like it, I mean, I can leave it the way it is. I can condense it. But we needed to get something in writing.
Well, can we take the gray strip out of this chart,
Yes.
the north side?
Yeah, I would say take the,
So that way, if anybody's wanting to do a function,
Yep.
event,
Yep.
they can see them. Well,
That's,
this is the north side here, and that would be the Queen 3. Yeah. That's like
Jamie-
where you're trying to.
yes.
Jamie, can you look at the WhatsApp chat? Milosh has a question. I just want to make sure you.
No, I know.
I don't know the
We have
answer.
another blown water line.
I know, but he's not sure how to get into it.
Oh,
Like, I mean, like, I think we should,
The gray is available
the
area.
gray should be available,
Yeah,
the only available is, the long,
the long.
that is, but we need to
Gotcha.
condense that, but
I think we can.
so if you have only the gray available, right, and you got that long section, isn't that where the tractor trailers unload the clammers?
yeah, this is not, this should be, it should look, I did it up. This is not available. That one little piece of gray here is the only one that's available. I didn't,
So we're gonna shrink up that
I'm
south.
gonna shrink it,
Okay,
I'm gonna shrink it.
so you'll.
Shrink that.
To here. We're gonna shrink this up to like.
I got you. So just for conversation speaking, this will roughly be the length of the north shaded area.
That's too long though.
Well, I mean, it just, if there's a way for tractor trailer
You gotta
access,
be able to get a tractor trailer if those clambos coming down to that east side of the T.
or at least be able to back up to the 60-foot head,
Yep,
like
Yeah.
where I unload.
yep.
Last
But I
year,
think I think
that
that-
tractor trailer that came during the event, because it literally showed up as people were arriving for the event. It backed straight, like it backed right up to where like the pavilion is. Right there on the T head, like right next to like the ferry offloading. That's where he was. And that's where they wanted him to move from, but I told them no.
Well, yeah, because this event space that's on the south isn't gonna go all the way down to the circle, the turnaround. So if we
Right,
shrink
and
it
that's-
from the
that's
circle
where
to
he
the
was.
east and
He
from
was
the
at the
east to the
circle.
west, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you cut this down like this.
I mean, and honestly, especially when the ferries are running, we need that circle. They can't be in the circle because people need
Right.
to turn around to like loop around when picking up ferry traffic. So it really is limited where they can go without
And I think too,
affecting.
you're gonna be limited if you have an event on that south side, because usually people park, to pick up people, they usually park on that east side. So somehow that's gonna have to get, diverted, like where people can't park down there, because then you won't be able to go out and get ice, or, if Bo's got his reefer truck, or Glenn's got it, or Chris Cost, so they got their reefer trucks there,
Which is another reason why we're going to make sure that when these events are happening, that it's not just the CSOs down there, that the people having the event are hiring a detail officer. Like one of the officers will be there to make sure that all those things are happening. Like, because Jamie and I will make sure to talk to that officer and be like, you're here for this, but also we need to make sure, like, and God forbid, like somebody needs an ambulance to get down there, like someone comes in off the ferry sick, like we need to make sure all those things can happen while the event is going on. Like we can't interfere.
If we can keep that east side clear, especially to the north of it, we can still get down, then,
This is why I need a badge.
You know what? You stole that from me. I wanted a badge badly. I can redo this and we can also work on it like event to event. I mean, it's gonna be like 5 people or something. Doesn't have to be so strict,
Okay.
Can I ask, if you said that there was some problem with them leaving stuff last year, or I mean, not even this event specifically, but does it make sense to have a deposit that people pay and then they get back if everything is left how it's supposed to be?
I would, if we start to get a calendar that's like we're turning people away because somebody's going to have some kind of big event on July 8th, and then July 8th cancels and we turned away 3 parties, then we lost a lot of money. But
Oh, no,
yeah, I mean, it might
like
not be a bad
security
idea.
Deposit. So like
Yep.
paying,
Yeah.
say they pay 5,000, they have to have it paid, 6 months ahead of time. Otherwise they lose the date, or 3 months ahead of time in the summer, whatever it is. But in addition to that, like a security deposit, like if you had a rental or whatever,
Yeah.
or they have to have a credit card on file that if we need to pay DPW, we need to pay like an X whatever fee, that it's making sure that it doesn't become the Pier's problem.
Yep.
I like that.
All right.
Anything else? I mean, we can
Anything-
still work on this.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
So,
mean,
yeah, I think, do something so if somebody wants to look up where they can have an event, that there's a shaded area and say, this is it. Like you can take it or
under the palm trees.
under the palm,
Mhm.
you know?
Okay,
Sorry, what is the event that we've been talking about for 20?
outstanding,
Have all the notes, but I just think it's called
outstanding in the field.
Outstanding in the Field. Okay, that's the repeat event. All right, thank you.
So, ready to move on because we have Yankee Lambda here, Jody Renoff. Jody is here to talk about his antique car show because actually I stole his little map. And Jody is the one that wanted to use all of this space and I said he can only use this. But he is here to actually talk about it because he said the Pure Corps used to book him. So Jody, it's all yours.
Great, thank you. So the car club has a long-standing tradition of having the car show at the pier. We've also been at the monument. Typically, what we have in terms of numbers of cars is like in the 50. I mean, ideally in a like pre-pandemic circumstance, we were like almost 50 vehicles. And I know you probably are familiar with this. We do this in September. Generally, it's the weekend after Labor Day. It's shifted in September to be a weekend later. And anyway, we're back on the weekend after Labor Day. Post-pandemic, our numbers of cars are not nearly what they were, but they're still pushing probably 30 to 40. Ideally, we'd have room for like 40 plus vehicles to park on the pier. It's a wonderful opportunity for the club and for everyone to enjoy the cars. The map that I sent, and I haven't had the benefit of the visual that you're working from, but it sounds like it'll be familiar to me. It sounds like it's the end of the pier, the T head. And I want to understand how we can work together to perhaps fit as many cars as makes sense, for safety as well as for the event, because there's kind of a minimum below which it really doesn't make sense for us to have our event there. So I want to make sure we are, both kind of everyone's on the same page.
Well, I mean, definitely, with the car show, you've seen it year after year and all that. I know you had some with the Pier Corps. I definitely think, on the south end, on this map where it's gray, I mean, obviously that's where we're gonna hold events. But I think that north side there, I just don't see, you can't block that whole area off if guys are fishing or if they have their trailer, Go ahead.
So the map that I have
Yeah.
has multiple gray areas because it's the original from which.
Four gray areas, four
yeah.
gray.
Yeah, so it has 4 gray areas. So when we talk about the gray areas, I want
Well,
to.
the longest gray area, which will be the south end of the T. Then there's a couple little squares over by the pavilion. And then there's I guess a medium gray area, we want to call it.
So the longest gray area. So we'll start with that, which is on the bottom of my drawing. Is the T is facing down. Can I share my screen? Would that be helpful? I don't know if you all can see if I share something or not. Maybe not. But so that longest piece, is that available for us in entirety, or is it?
You might have to click on it.
Jody, I just made you a presenter if you want to share your screen.
Okay, let me see if I can. Yeah, see if I can do that. That's so good, just in terms of spatial. Talk about distances and whatnot.
I also want to point out, Jamie, I think that weekend is Swim for Life. I don't know if that changes anything.
Okay, Okay, bear with me. It's asking for password and stuff on my side. It's not a problem. I just need to figure this out.
We're throwing it back.
It's cranberry juice.
Yeah, yeah,
Minutes.
yeah.
So I'm gonna need to be able to
Wait, hold it
share.
up.
To be able to share, I'm gonna have to
Can you
jump
see it?
off
Yeah.
and back on. So I'll be right back.
All right.
Thank you.
So,
Go ahead, well, wait for him.
well, I want him to be back.
Oh,
But basically what I'm gonna say is, this was one of the events I brought up, first talking about limiting the,
yeah,
and having a vetted process. So there's a couple things with the car show that are a little different than some of the other events that are proposed. One is the hours of operation, they're less of an impact to the footprint of the guys working.
They're here for like, what, 2.5 hours?
Exactly.
Ding
So
bong.
I think they should be like pre-existing non-conforming. They've done this event,
A million times.
they've done this event. They, like he says, they might have the 40, they might have the 50, they might only have 30. If there was a circumstance where something needed to be moved, like, let's just say a boat sank with the probable cause. That you can get it done quickly.
Because you can move the
You can get it
cars.
done quickly, they're cars,
Yeah.
so the time of occupation. But one, I feel they should be grandfathered because they've done it, right?
whatever.
Which we talked about when we first talked about vetting a process. This was one of the events that I brought up. And I think that it's a little more malleable, it's a little more workable if there is an issue. Like, I think that this should fall on the peer manager when something like this comes to us, that you can do everything possible to honor the fact that it's like a pre-existing event that's been there. And you can have the latitude to, let's say, infringe on this footprint that we're trying to iron out for the event. It's a little different if you're doing an event where you need the stage tables the day before. They're all there, they're set up, you have cooking facilities, that, we're talking about vehicles. So heaven forbid something happened or whatever, and you need to move it around. It's a little, I mean, like, I don't wanna say he's back on now, but I think the time that they're on the pier is less than 6 hours. So
It's
it's
like 2
not,
hours are on the pier, but they're also there late, it's usually late morning or
Yeah,
mid
they come
morning.
and they park their cars, they talk, they make a
Yeah.
couple of hot dogs or burritos or whatever, and then they're gone.
Yeah,
so I,
The only reason I brought this up is because now is the whole thing about this whole guideline and
but
I know he's been here a million.
But this is just like some of the events we had. This is a reoccurring event.
Yep.
That's scheduled, like you said, a longstanding relationship with the prior peer managers to do this. I think that you do everything you can to
Accommodate.
accommodate it, and it's an easy one to accommodate, you know?
Well,
That's just my 2 cents.
Well, like you were saying too,
It's
like Jody was
also-
saying. Hey, I'm sorry, Michaela, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All right, so like Jody was saying too, I mean, since COVID, the car numbers have dwindled, so if we could put them all in the south, then fine, but if it does overrun, we got a few cars here and
Yeah,
there.
that's what I was trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
if you give it the mainstay,
The main
for
part of
here,
it,
if he
if they
gets the numbers he
if they get
needs.
cars and move,
So
Figure it
you're calling it off the day ahead of time, even the north section.
yeah,
And if they fill a little above capacity, what they've been filling, or if they have a banner turnout, whatever, they got that spot that's there.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
think you
and
need to.
Sorry, I think that if you guys are happy with it and you've been happy with it for years, it's a good example to new people to say, like, this is an event that we host year after year because they are good at mitigation. If they need to move, they move. And it's good to hold an example of an event that does something very well. So I'm fine with it if you guys are.
Best of my knowledge, has never been an issue with the
never,
event.
no,
Yeah.
no, I've never
Yeah.
heard of anything,
So,
so,
So we're just gonna approve it? We don't.
yeah, I think we just.
Jody, you.
I think you,
Stand up.
I think, Jamie, I think you approve it with the understanding that the north, like whether he could share his drawing or not, but we clarify that the north section is the last to be utilized. And that, but you would have to barricade it or close it off the night before the event. and notice to like the users that it would be closed.
Correct.
And if they reach their capacity, then it goes there, but they would still have the pavilion, they would have the south of the pavilion, and they'd have the main lineage on the pier.
Yeah, Todd has to stand up.
I think now he's got a picture.
Yeah.
Tom.
Hi, I'm also with the Lambda Car Club, and I'm been helping with the pier, with parking, with logistics for several years. And when Jody and I were talking about this, and we saw the diagram and the way it was outlined, the only thing that I truly appreciate this kind of change of heart, because previous to acknowledging that we've been good tenants in the past, I almost felt like you guys were going to kind of push us out, but appreciate your openness to work with us again. The only thing I would say is that for our own purposes for registrations, if there are spaces that you need to limit, we can work with it. We're just going to have to cut off a certain point of registrations for vehicles from our club members. So if there's some leeway area, gray area, where we could possibly put cars, we'll add that to our car count. If there's blackout zones, we just want to know what those are so we can figure out exactly what our count's going to be, because last year we were teetering on filling up the pier. If we had 2 or 3 more cars, we would have had
it was a good showing last year. It was a lot.
Yeah, quite a difficult time
Sorry,
fitting
this is
them.
Michaela. Are all of your cars, they have a driver with them? It's not like people park and leave them. So
They could go into town.
okay, well, because just what I was going to say is even if, there's a designated person that the keys were left with or whatever, because it sounds like to me, the fishermen are, it's their pier. It is a commercial pier. It's a working pier. So it's whatever they're okay with, but they sound like you have been very good tenants. So as long as there is a backup plan that if somebody is in the way, the car can be moved quickly. I don't want to speak for the rest of the board, but I don't think that's an issue. So even if, there's a designated person who, if you're going into town, you leave your key under your mat, or you leave, and there's one person who can move the car if there's an emergency, or if a boat comes in early. I think just having that as, yes, you're signing up and you have to agree to leave your key, that somebody from your organization can move if there's that's just my idea. I'm not speaking for the board.
How much boat traffic do you because we've been there for, like you say, several years, and on that Saturday morning, by the time we get there, everyone's out and we leave before people come back typically.
Can I feel this one? Just one of the changes that's come about in the last couple of years is we now have tractor trailer offloading pretty regularly at not a designated time. So that's been a little bit of the issue is the clam fleet's now working out of Provincetown. There's multiple vessels working out of Provincetown. There's sea clammers that have to have cages and cranes and tractor trailers to unload them. So the use of the pier was always limited on the east end from basically the center line of the pier. And the reason it was limited was because there used to be tractor trailers that offloaded everything on the pier. So that's really intensified over the last couple of years. It tends to be nighttime and evening offloads. So one of the reasons that I spoke favorably about your use on this and maybe including this area that we're actually trying to close is because of the time frame that you operate in as well.
Okay.
But it is different now where there's a lot of product that takes up a lot of room coming across the pier, whereas that really wasn't the case for a long period of time. So we're just trying to make it where on our mobile gear fleet has increased its use by 40 or 50%. It happens to be that 30% of that increase is large vessel offloads, where you're talking full tractor trailers and sometimes multiple tractor trailers in the same time frame. So we have to consider the uses of that. Like I said, I actually brought up your event when we first started talking about the restructured use of the pier. I
Yeah.
really believe that you guys should have what you need, but that it has changed what you could possibly see there at the same time, you know?
Okay, yeah. My only thought on the tractor trailer, I mean, obviously it's a working pier. It's the fishermen's are the priority. If that tractor trailer comes in the middle of the show when everybody's parked, it's going to be chaos to try to get people off the pier with a truck coming into the pier.
I think most of the clammers are when they're offloading, like you were saying,
It's usually after hours.
It's usually after
It's usually
hours,
after hours.
late evening
Yeah.
or early evening. So I don't
Okay.
think there'd be a problem with that. You know, or
Okay.
maybe if we just, if the car, you know, I mean, just leave one spot by, well, the tractor trailer can back up right by the pavilion or something, you know what I mean? But I don't think it's gonna be an issue. I mean, we've never had an issue before.
Mhm.
You know, so I don't, like, you know,
And they're not there that long.
no.
It's not like an 8 hour.
It's not like, yeah, like an all day event where,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like, so I mean, but I've never heard of. Okay, do you think of anything where it's ever?
No, I
Yeah.
think that I think that the highest rate for having a conflict of use is an evening event.
Right.
Evening event
Okay.
that runs after hours. which-
After
Alright.
2
Which
p.m.
some of these
Now-
dinners or
Yeah.
dances or weddings or things that might come our way, that has a higher risk of having a conflict. This
Now-
is basically a midday
Yeah.
to early evening event. I don't think it's the same.
Now, do you know, before that day, how many cars you're having that are participating in it?
We do this
Yeah,
after
we do.
register.
Yeah, so if they let Jamie know how many cars are there and what you think you're gonna need for space, then she could send out a notice to the fishermen saying, okay, well, we're gonna have to use this north
Yeah.
piece. Or no, we're just gonna use the south piece. You know what I mean?
And she
Like,
can let the
and
clammers
she
know
can
that
let the
they're not gonna be
clammers
able to
know.
haul
Yeah.
a certain hour, you
yeah,
know?
exactly.
Okay,
So I think it's, you know,
and that would potentially mitigate the tractor trailer?
Yes,
yeah, we can just let them know
Okay.
that you can't offload this time.
yeah, like you said, you can't have 50 collectible cars trying to navigate between an 18-wheeler.
Right.
Or vice versa?
No, and if we know, if Jamie knows in advance how many cars are participating in it, then we can
Yeah.
set it up where we know, okay, we need the south part and a little bit of the north part, or, you know what I
Okay.
mean, and work with it.
I'm starting
all
to
right.
think Bo might be a big car guy.
But I'm actually, in all transparency, I actually, in my time, I complained about this event. Only because my complaint's always been the same, that there was never like a vetting process of events and what the frequency was gonna be and whatnot, but I really believe that anybody that used this and has structured an event on this pier could be like, I keep using the word, yeah, I keep using the word, like grandfather or pre-existing non-conforming. I mean, when you make a deal with somebody, you can't change the deal as you go in front, so.
Exactly.
And especially where there's been no issues that I'm aware of in the time that I was on the previous board. And maybe even possibly on the complaining side originally.
Yeah, but
So,
I don't think I've ever heard of anybody.
I don't think there's been any.
So, you know.
Yeah. Usually makes people smile when they see all the cars.
Usually does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if a
Well-
clamor comes in to offload, you just gotta make a deal that they can drive the car down the pier.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome. All right, so PM report.
PM report. Who wanted this? The ghost year bin, was it Bo? So anyway, I moved that.
It's just using me as a pin cushion
I
tonight.
did that. Mike Rigo, I ordered a chain for crane 3. I don't know where it is yet. I gotta check on that.
Tell them not to-
28,
All the time.
the 28-foot drop. Fenders, we ordered fenders for the transportation float months ago. And they never came in, so we hired a diver to pick them up off the bottom of the water there, and we reinstalled them instead of buying new ones, so it looks fine. That's for the ferries.
Some
South,
divers were doing that the other day.
huh? Yeah, we picked them all up. And it didn't cost us anything to buy new ones, so Mike Glassfell, I think, is not half. Bottom. South floating gangway has some hairline cracks. Actually, he is welding those.
I think did he already what?
He might have,
He might have done it, 'cause
he finished that step too. That step was bad news bears.
yeah, that step that was sagging down, it's all,
That's completed. Slowly gearing up for the season, painting the floats, painting the courtesy float, well, treating the wood, actually. The bid closes, May 7th for the fender pile project. That's gonna begin in April. All lighting on the pier is gonna be replaced this spring or early summer. Testing will begin soon with dredging. They're gonna start taking sediment samples, eelgrass study. We're looking at dredging in late 26, early 27. That takes a while for dredge. That's it for me. Katie,
your turn.
Katie.
Come on, Katie. Let's go.
I have nothing. No.
Put the cork back. Let's go.
Our new software is up and running, and I'm going to be starting to invoice people as I get applications in for the fleet. Bo Gribben, I still don't have yours. And
Yeah, punching bag.
oh, I'm going to
You
start
see our
ticketing.
document and all this
I'm going to start
abuse.
writing parking tickets. So I'm going to send out an email to the fleet reminding them to come get their parking passes for the 2026 season. And if, one parking pass per boat, and people need to stop parking on the pier. So I will start ticketing. So May 1st, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start ticketing May 1st. So I'm going to send out a reminder.
Has my dad applied? Has my dad put an application?
No, he's done nothing.
Yep.
You can yell at him
How
too.
come you didn't bring that up?
Because Chris isn't here and it's not Katie's responsibility. Bo
Take it
Gribben.
easy.
It's sort of
I-
my responsibility.
You know Kathleen.
Also, Jeff Souza, I don't think I have your application either, but we're not pointing fingers. over
No, you
here.
don't.
We'll get on it.
So
bet you have
I
Michael
will.
Rigo's.
I do have Daniel Rigo's application in,
I know.
and I am starting to invoice him. You're going to be my guinea pig to see if the invoice works right.
Do you really think that I'm not gonna tie up there anymore? Is there a question? Somebody wants my spot?
I'm the new Tobo.
So I think the biggest thing is going to be parking passes. So I'm going to start making those and getting them labeled so the fleet can pick them up, and we can.
Do
get
we need them? If
What?
we haven't applied, do we need them?
Oh, she will ticket you.
Jeez,
I will
She's
ticket
already-
you. I'm already
I'll
thinking about it.
I'll take,
Um,
I need some tickets.
So I think just sending out the reminder, because I think some of the boats who have like their crew coming in their own cars, they've been parking on the pier in the winter. So we just need to remind everybody that it's one pass per boat, and your crew needs to either carpool or park in the lot because parking is limited. So I'll send out that reminder to the fleet early next week if I don't get to it tomorrow. And yeah, other than that, I think we're looking good for all the new softwares coming along. It's been a little frustrating, but kayak permit day is on Monday if anybody wants a kayak permit to town hall. And that's about all I got.
Gulf of Maine went good with everyone in here.
Gulf of Maine was amazing. So we had 30. I invoiced for 30 boats. Actually, I think it was 29. They were all wonderful. I've invoiced all of them. I've already gotten payments back from some. Yeah, we didn't have any issues. They were all really respectful. They all came in and stopped in the office and said hello, and we're really happy to be there. I didn't hear any complaints from anybody, and they're all hoping to be able to come back next year if things go well. So I think it was really a successful, what did it end up being, 12 days or just short of 2 weeks, I think, right? Bo, maybe 2 weeks?
Yeah, 12 days,
12
13
days.
possible trips, yeah.
So it was good. We were busy. It was nice to see all those boats. I think one night there were like boats rafted 3 deep, which I, in my year there, have never seen on the T head. So that was kind of cool to see that many boats there. But yeah, I think it went really well. I don't think anybody complained or there were any issues. So I think it was a good start to the season.
Sweet.
And the harbor master report?
No,
was not here.
he's,
Thank you, Katie.
he couldn't call in. He's in New York. So, it's up to you. You wanna,
I want to adjourn.
yeah, okay. Yep,
I want a second.
I'll second it.
All right. Michael, I to adjourn.
Michaela, yes.
Katie, yes.
Jeff Souza, aye.
Thank you, guys.
Come on, folks, speak up.
oh my,
No, we can.
New business to discuss.
There was no new business on
this
there?
is on there, no new business, because it was so late. You know,
You
I
guys,
didn't even know it's.
Here's-
like
I'll
I got the
go forward tonight. I'll be prepared.
Katie and I are gonna be,
Start at 3.
excuse me, we're gonna be on
Oh, we
TV
do have
tomorrow
other
morning.
news. Jamie and I are going to be in Wake Up Provincetown tomorrow morning. So everybody tune in for that exciting adventure. Thank you, Pete Wynn,
Oh,
for
wow.
abandoning us.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'll be out grappling tomorrow. I won't be able to watch you.
I'll
Don't
be
worry,
I'll
there
be out recording.
screwing the batteries on the boat again. Hopefully I don't get.
It'll be
stuck.
on
Why didn't you
Facebook.
play
You
with
can
those
watch it later.
batteries?
They just,
We could do a screening of
something
it
for
on
our-
something's
Pier.
drawing, yeah. They're both fully charged, but the boat,
So if you have one bad cell,
Yes.
if you have one bad cell, you have 2 batteries in parallel, right?
yes.
You're both strictly 12 volt?
It's
done?
Yep.
Yeah.
We adjourned.
Not 24 volt and 12 volt, just 12 volt.
Just 12.
Yep, so if you have one bad cell in a battery, even though you're charging everything up, it'll bring them both down. So it's probably that you need new batteries.
Have you put a load tester on?
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a load tester if you wanna borrow it.
No,
Yeah.
are we done?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at Henny. Henny's like, you know what?
Hey, you
I
ready to
did.
go? I you ready to go. Last time I saw you, were all mean.
Jeff Souza go.
She was mean to you?
When I came to your house, I did.
Jeff Souza was like, I'm out of here.
Wait a second, did everybody?
Yes, we're.
Yeah, we adjourned.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, see you around, Katie.
Bye, Casey.
All right.
10 a.m.
Bye.
Shut off now?
Yeah.
Are we
Shut off.
recording this or
No.
talking or anything?
No.
So what hap, so
Well, you gotta leave, Jamie.